Hello everyone, my name is Rajesh Kumar and I'm your DevOps SRE DevSecOps coach. So today I'm going to talk about two services which is very important you to learn and practice. One is Azure CLI and another one is Azure PowerShell. Okay. So uh, uh, all of you have created account at Azure for trial account. Did you get it, the trial account?
Yes, I have created it.
Cool. Okay, so first one is Azure CLI, then Azure PowerShell. One more thing, we have Azure Cloud Shell. Okay, Cloud Shell, and the one which we are using last time, which is Azure Portal. Azure Portal, you are very comfortable, so we'll continue using Azure Portal. But a real work which you will have with this Azure CLI, Azure PowerShell, and Azure Cloud Shell command line options. Okay. So first of all, what is Azure CLI, right? So here we'll discuss these are the things. What is Azure CLI? How can we install in the Windows? How can we install in Linux? Okay. Containers, though you can install it, but we don't we will not install it. And some of the FAQs of Azure CLI and some of the command lines to learn actually. So what is Azure CLI? Now, just like another command line, you have for each and everything you have a command line. Any tools, if you go for it, you have a command line. So Azure has given one command line tool to work with it. Azure, if you want to work with a command line, then you can work with a command line. So same way, this CLI is a cross platform, and you can use for any of these installations. So yeah, you can install in Windows, Mac, and Linux anywhere. Now, one thing is this CLI is not installed in your Windows and Linux, but it is already installed in Cloud Shell. So this is installed and configured in your Azure Cloud Shell, which you get it. So once you log into Azure portal, let me Azure portal. So it's already logged in your Sims. So here, in this place, you have already Azure command line is configured. Okay, so this is the something. I don't have a Cloud Shell enabled, so let me enable it. Pay as you go and create storage. You need a storage account for it. And it will be available for you. So now Cloud Shell, we have Azure CLI configured. Now in my desktop, I'm going to share. So I'm going to install it. So how do we install it? So first of all, if you're a Windows user, okay, download the executable. So you can go here and download the executable. So this URL I'll share with you, so you saved some time over there. So you see I'm downloading the executable. And
Oh, can you share that URL here in chat?
yeah. And in WhatsApp group, I'll share everything. I'm installing it. Accept, install. Yes. So this each one of you will install it because automations in DevOps, Azure DevOps will be done through this one.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't see that link. Okay. Where did you share?
No, after the session. First you have to focus during the session
Okay.
and
Fine.
then I'll share because
And
I'll
your screen is little bit.
it's a small, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so what you can do, you can see that there'll be some option on your screen. So change the layout, you will have a bigger screen. I think
Okay.
layout
I
is
got it.
default.
Yeah. That's fine. Yeah. I got it.
Okay, so what I did, I installed it. Now it's almost done. Just wait for it. Everything I'll share in the WhatsApp group after the session, one by one. Okay, you can keep a notes for all this stuff. So wait for a few seconds more. Okay, so this is the almost Windows thing. How do we do in the Linux? So I have a Ubuntu WSL. So now let's say if you don't know how to configure VMs or WSL, I just do let me know in the WhatsApp group. I'll send you one of my other recordings for that. Just like setting up environment. Now, if you know that how to create a VMs and all or WSL, that's a super. So this is my one of the VMs which I'm having right now on powered by WSL. So here this is a Linux VM. So I'm going to do that Linux installation. So now what I did almost is completed. So just let it be done. Let's not wait for it. And then after that we'll move to the Linux. Okay. So here in the Linux, okay, it's almost done, I guess. No, yeah. So Linux, Python is required, okay, and OpenSSL is required, and libffi is required. So libffi, I think Python is there. I know that. Let me check this. Python hyphen version and Python 3 hyphen version, by the way. So yeah, 3.10 is already there, so that is not a problem. And OpenSSL is also there. So here OpenSSL, enter, it's there. So here uh, this script you will run and then in Linux to install the CLI. Okay. So there are many ways to install the CLI, more than 5-6 method, but you don't need to get lost in that because installation is something which you need to do, and then after that real learning start. Okay, so here I am installing and they're saying, hey, verifying Python version. So they got it. Native dependency, they got it, and unable to verify native dependency, continue. So, okay. Uh, so native dependency, they are saying unable to verify. So before that, I'll just cancel this. There's a problem. So I cancel this. Now what I'll do, I'll check that one, two, leave FFI. How do we install it? So one, two, install live FFI. So, and now this command, you can run it. So command should be like this. Okay, ept get installed, leave FFI, and I'm installing it. Also, I'll check the version of OpenSSL version. It's there 3.2. So now it seems to be good. Now I'll come back and install this, run this command. This is a script to install web script install the CLI. Again, there's some problem. It says unable to verify native dependency. I'll just continue with it. So do you want to install in these locations? Okay, under the root lib and Azure CLI, and enter. And creating directory, in what directory you'd like to place AJ executable, root bin. I'm okay with it. Remember that everything is getting installed under the root directory. Okay, enter. Okay, meanwhile let me check my Windows. I think it's done. Yeah, it's done and finish. So this is a Windows and this is a Linux. Okay, just wait for a few seconds till it get completed. Yeah, so all the required packages they are installing it, so there's not a problem. See, so many Azure command lines they have it, and they're installing it actually in my Ubuntu WSL machines.
So first we need to install that libffi and then install run this.
Yeah, so you have to install these three one, but in my box it was already there. It was already there. This I installed it. It was missing actually. So that was the prerequisite. Okay, so let it continue. Meanwhile, let me talk about the rest of the things. Okay, so how to use the CLI in Docker container. So if you know Docker, you can try this one also, and so on. Okay, so now how do you get started with it? So you don't have to spend too much of time on the CLI to start with it, because many of the services you need to learn. Okay, so if you want to know whether installed or not, so let's say go to the command line, PowerShell, by the way, work with the PowerShell, and here you want to know which version you have. So just you write AJ, enter. Okay, and here because AJ is installed, I mean Azure CLI, the one which you have, now you will have to remember AJ, okay, which is a command line options for it. So everything you will have to work with the AJs now. You see that hell lot of which you have, hell lot of which. Okay, so one by one we'll work on it. So the concept is you have to work with the portal, the one which we discussed, showed you last day, and then also you have to also get started working with the command line. Okay, so that is also there. So which version of this is there? So if you see the version, AJ's version, so you something like this, you'll get the output. See here, CLI version this one, core this one, late telemetry you have this one, and there's no extension installed for file. Extension is something which I'll talk about in some time. That's called Azure PowerShell. Okay, so that we'll discuss. So these are the FAQ of Azure CLI. Now I'll tell you here, FAQ, you should read it. Okay. So sometime what happens, this is good for certification purpose, but not for learning purpose. So you should read it. What is the advantage there is to using Azure CLI? Where can I run the Azure CLI? Do I have to install Azure CLI? How do we run CLI in Docker container? And what URL do I need, and kind of things. So that is something which you have to get started. And then these are the command reference for it. So command reference, like how do you get started with Azure? Okay, so let's say you want to create Azure storage account. Just now I created it through portal. You see here, this is the cloud shell. So this is the command you will run, something like this. And what is the difference between the many other stuff, extensions, how do we get it? So many things are there. You will have to get started. But right now, because many of the services we did not discuss so far, so keep it slow. Now, the how do I log in? That is important for that. So here, login is this one. Okay. So whichever the command I'm covering right now, that is to get started. Rest of the things you can do that. So how do we log in? So here, when you click on the login, is login, it will pop up the browser, and there you see it's popping up the browser, and you log in. This is my email address, and here, see here, you have logged into Microsoft Azure. That means through the browser you logged in. You can close the window, and this is the CLI documentation. So if you have a preparation, if you are preparing for the certifications, keep this in mind. You have to, each and every services you have to practice. Lots of information you'll get it from this website also. And here, announcement, Windows only. So this is something just for the understanding purpose. So here you see uh, I put the login, and here already has been logged in. So now I can close this, not required. I wanted you to this one, remember, though I'll share with you those all these URL for references, and here it is. So I just logged in. Now what do you want to do? So whatever you feel or like, I mean, resources which you want to, create it. Let's say storage account. So I have only one storage account already. I created, I think. Yeah, just now I created for the cloud shell. Okay. But if you want to create a more account and all, you can do that. Are you understanding, all of you?
Yes.
Okay, this some of the commands. There are more than 500 commands. You will find it here in this blog, but you don't have to practice now. Just get comfortable with it. The idea is to get comfortable how to install and how to get started with it. So here, how many account you have actually? So here you have one account for the this one. There's another account, and there is another account. So here, uh, I don't know why this user is there, and I need to delete it. Okay, so here if I say there is another user, add that tenant. I have not added this user, so not sure why that is there. So go to the, and this is something like I have an user which I am not aware of. It's strange now. It must be from the student because I share this account. So here I'll go to subscription, and I'm just checking. I am. Let me close this. I'm just checking, and here go to AD. Can you see AD somewhere? Where is this account coming from? I'm just checking. I have a few account. Let me delete this, okay? Because this is from the some other classroom training and for corporate, so I don't want some misuse happen. Yeah, so this is done, and now this is directory where user will be there, and this one is there. I deleted. So here this user I'm not able to find it. Azure subscription for the cloud shell. Okay, I'll check later. This is the tenant ID. So tenant ID 1A 995. So this is the different tenant ID. Okay, so I'll check little bit later. So that is done. So this is my own account. There's another account which I'm using right now, and this is a third account. So maybe I have logged in using multiple account in this machine. That's the reason it's showing. Okay, so now you understood this, all of you. Okay, now if you think you have a multiple subscription, right now I have only one subscription, by the way. Here if you go to this one, uh, I have only one subscription, and this subscription is name of the subscription pay as you go. So if you want to use it, the subscription pay as you go, so you have to start setting up your subscription ID. So you can do that subscription and name of the subscription, you can do that. So this way you can set it up. And list of locations, just run this command just to get started with it. And AJ count list of locations. So here you see these are the regions which we discussed in the last session. So all the region you can get it, and their IDs. So this is good for automation actually, but not now. And which are the resource list? This command you can run for remaining all the resource list. Okay, and right now I have only few resources, so you can see that. Okay, so did you understand that? How do we get started with it, all of you? All of you?
Yes.
Okay, so these are some of the commands. Just run it. Now, if you want to create a VM, this will be the right command for it. Okay, so let me copy. Manually we created a VM yesterday, but if you want to create a VM, so what you are doing, you are creating VM create name of the resource group. So if you want to create a resource group before, you can do that also. And just a second. So this command will help you to create a resource group. Okay, so here create a resource group. So last time same thing we did through UI, but today command line. So create name of the resource group and location East US. So here the resource group, I have already these many resource group. Okay, so what I'll do, because this is from the previous session, and should I delete it? So where's the delete button actually? It's not enabled. Okay, so okay, I'll clean up a little bit later. Okay, so let me create one more DevOpsSchool 123 and run this command. Enter. And now if we go back to resource group, um, and search for it, let me see the first confirmation. Now it's created. So done. And here you see it's created. This is the group ID, subscription ID, and then group name. So let me search for it. See here, this is created. Now I'm going to create a VM for it. Now this command will help you to create a VM. Now this will be default setup. If you want to customize more, you can do that. Clear the screen, copy, enter. Okay, sorry, group name I have to change it. And now, now this way you can create a VM, all resources, and let's wait for it. Admin password. So 1 2 3 3. So the password again I have to run it. So I pass the password now between 12 to da da da, and now it will create a VM. So now if you see that here, refresh, see running. So this is the way. Right now we have not learned other resources, but if you want to create anything, you can create through the portal, which I'll teach you anyways, but you can create through command also and use it. Automations, most of the time in DevOps we do through command lines also. So now if you see this page, I have a lot of resources, a lot of things you have. So you can check this out. So keep scrolling down, lots of scenarios you have which can help you to practice this command line. Not now, you have to just get comfortable, start using it, and then get practices. So anything in terms of CLI, I'll keep it here only. So I'll keep updating the content, and accordingly you will use it. So a lot of things you have in this page, you don't have to refer everything, just a basic foundation, stuff like that, you can get it. Are you understanding, all of you? All of you? Hello, I'm audible? Did I lost you? Okay, yeah. Okay, so now next component which I'm going to tell you, which is also very important, and that is Azure PowerShell. Okay, can you see my screen, right? Any questions, Tirupati, Jamie, Deepika? Any questions?
No question here.
Okay. So now,
So,
ne yeah,
uh,
tell me.
see, if does anyone, do we need to remember all those commands which you ran for that
No,
ACCL?
no, no, no.
Oh,
Just you need to remember how to work with it. Who will remember? Even I don't remember that. So based on the you need to understand this way. Whatever you do through portal, you have to do through command line. Whatever do you through command line, you can do through the Cloud Shell. And whatever you do through Cloud Shell, there is one more service which I'll teach you. You can do through ARM. That is important. So all
so
this
if
thing,
I go to an interview, like, will they? If I say I know I know ASCCLI, and that, will they ask anything like how? I mean, will they ask anything about that? Like,
see, first 10 commands probably you remember.
hmm.
First, for example, how to log in. I just
Okay,
now run this, no? So I logged
okay,
in. How to create a VMs. How
okay,
to. So those are the five, 10 commands. After that, you say, I don't remember the exact command for now, but
okay,
these are the commands which I can immediately recall that. For example, I was saying, no, login, group, this, that, and all. So these are the commands I share with you. Here you
okay,
see VM delete, VM create. These are the something you want to create a resource group. So here you create a group, right? So all this thing you remember that, and the rest of the things you say that I'm not able to recall. So something like that.
okay,
See here, VM, Azure VM. If you create a VM here, all this responsive command just spend some time, and that is more than required. Here you create storage account. There we create a resource group, all this thing. So this is how this is a created a key vault, AJK vault. Create, you see, very simple pattern, create, delete. So those are the things you have to remember, create, delete pattern actually. Got it?
okay,
See, this is
okay,
a AJ SQL server create, AJ SQL server delete. But this is just a command. It will be more options will be given. Got
okay.
it?
So this CLI which you're saying, right? Is it in the portal also? We see like PowerShell and the other CLI as well, right? So is this the same thing?
See,
Oh,
there are many ways to work with Azure. Okay.
hmm,
So
hmm.
please remember that one is Azure portal. Okay, that is a one. Second one is Azure Cloud Shell. Cloud Shell, which is here. I just now showed you this. See that. There's the Cloud Shell. In the Cloud Shell, everything is configured. Okay. Many things. So here, if you see AJ account, account list. So here is configured. You see that. This is the configure. And another one is Azure CLI, the one just now I showed you. Okay. Portal I showed first time. I'll share the recordings. And Azure, this one, what do you say? API. So API is the one, and last one Azure ARM. So many ways to work with Azure services. Got it? So most of the people use the portal, but that is not something in the DevOps we'll use it.
Okay,
Okay, so now we'll move on to next service, which is also you need to know at a high level, which is called PowerShell, Azure PowerShell. So what is Azure PowerShell? So you know PowerShell, this is the PowerShell command line utility. And here you have two things. Azure uh, PowerShell, you have two things. PowerShell, what we have in a PowerShell, when you go to the PowerShell, what you do? Tell me, what do you do? On the PowerShell, what you do?
Do automation task.
Okay, probably my question is wrong. So PowerShell, you have a command, right? PowerShell, you have so many commands you run, and then you have a CMD let, command let. What is command let? Anyone? Okay. So what is a command versus command let? So Azure, not Azure, PowerShell command command versus commandlet DevOps school. Now let's understand. So in PowerShell, because see, it's a Azure is a Microsoft product, so they have lots of fundamental, advantage for working with the PowerShell. Okay, so here there are two things in PowerShell. Okay, you have a commandlet. Okay, and then you have a command. Okay, you have a command. The command, you know that most of you have might have worked. For example, some of the commands like mkdir Rajesh. So this is a directory which I created, which is command, but we do have a commandlet. Okay, so commandlet basically in PowerShell, a commandlet is a small program that perform a specific task or operations. So commandlets are basic building blocks of the PowerShell scripting. Okay, so when you do the scripting, then you use the commandlet a lot, and they are used to manage and automate tasks in PowerShell environment. On the other hand, command on the other hand are more general instruction that are typically used to interact with the operating system. So I'll put it in simple ways. If you are doing some, if you're working with the PowerShell and you want to interact with the machine and run some command, you get output. So that you can do through the commands. But if you are doing some sort of scripting and all, so you should use commandlet. It's not like you cannot use commandlet on the command. You can use it very well, but use cases I'm saying. So here commandlet are subset of command, mind it, it's a subset of commands specifically designed for PowerShell, where the command can include external programs, scripts not inherently part of the PowerShell environment. So with the command, you can use some of the external programs also, but commandlets is you cannot use it. Now, so let's understand the difference between through the table. You'll understand little bit better way. So commands interact with the operating system or application, where commandlets perform the specific task operations such as start the service. For that we have a commandlet. Okay, there's no command for starting the service actually. So likewise, uh, you have to find other commands for interacting with other commands to do that. Structure consists of verb, noun, and parameters. Here, noun is missing here. So verb and parameter you have it, noun you don't have it. Output typically return object that can be piped to other commandlet, typically return text or error message. Scope designed for managing and automating tasks in PowerShell. This is designed for general interaction with data. So some of the example for this, this is the you see, this is the commandlets. Okay, so get help is a commandlet. Get process is a commandlet. Now this is the command you are comfortable and you're using it. Okay, so this way you have a commandlet. Now the question was what is a Azure PowerShell? So Azure PowerShell is basically commandlet. Okay, so coming back to our fundamental questions, what is a PowerShell? Azure PowerShell. So Azure PowerShell is a basically set of commandlets. That means they have given you lots of commandlets, okay, which you can use it to save your time, and this command list will do a hell lot of things on behalf of you on the Azure. Are you understanding, all of you? Hello? Hello? I'm audible, right? Please keep responding.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so here Azure PowerShell is a set of commandlets for managing Azure resources, mind it, from the PowerShell command line. So if you want to use PowerShell command line and you want to do some sort of quick work, so commandlets is a powerful thing. It provides a comprehensive and powerful tool set for managing Azure resources, including virtual machines, storage account, databases, networking components, and many more. And here Azure PowerShell is widely used by IT professional for what? This is important. Okay, automating task, managing complex deployment, troubleshooting Azure issues, and so on. Okay, so which are the some of the, how do we install it first of all? So how to install the Azure PowerShell on the Windows? So first thing, run the following command in PowerShell to determine the PowerShell version. So just copy this command and enter. See here. So my version is 5.1. That is good. So you should have a PowerShell version 3.5 plus. That is good. Now after that, you have to determine if you have Azure RM PowerShell module installed or not. So how do we get it? So this command will tell you. Enter. No, it's not installed actually. So after, you can also update to PowerShell, which is not required. Install .NET framework. I have in Windows most of the time. You have a .NET framework, so that is also not there, not required. And after that, you have to set these permissions. Okay. So here you have to set the restrictive permissions. So you can check this get executions policies list. And here these are the policies right now, and local machine unrestricted, rest of the things undefined. So how do we change it? So here you are changing the executions policy remote sign to the current user. So copy and run this. Yeah, copy paste mistake and enter. So here you are sure about this. So here is saying execution policy help protect from your script that do not trust. So basically we are going to run script. Changing the execution policy might expose you to expose you for some security issues or something. But because we know that we are doing it, run this. Done. Now after that, how do we install the um, you know um, Azure module? I mean the Azure PowerShell. So this is the commandlet. Using that, you are installing the edges. You can run this command or you can run this command. And if you're updating it, you can run this command also. So right now I'm running this command. Copy and done. Okay. So this command will install the Azure PowerShell. I repeat, this command will install Azure. Install module is a commandlet in PowerShell. Using that, you can install any module. So when I say AJ is one of the module which will bring lots of commandlet, again extra commandlets actually. Just it will take some time and so on. Now how do you install in PowerShell Linux? So this command again you can do that. So in Linux you can run a PowerShell using pwsh. Okay. So open a terminal or other shell host and run the pwsh to start the PowerShell. And once you start it, you can run over there here. Okay, some of the commands which is PowerShell command list. This is just for your learning purpose. This is a command list for the PowerShell, but not Azure PowerShell. So if you want to do Azure PowerShell, then you see this is one of the command lists. Login Azure RM account, get Azure RM subscription, get Azure. These all are commandlet which you will get it installed, and then you can start using it. Just wait for it. They are installing it. So these you see here, these all are commandlet. Not this one is, this is not a commandlet, but this is commandlet. So connect AJ account. This is the one commandlet for the PowerShell, Azure PowerShell. See, almost installing done. So now you got lots of code, more than 500 commandlets. You will can use that to automating the task and so.
This is my first session actually. So like this, your we are following that AZ 900, right?
No, this two topic is belong to everything. I mean, no
Okay,
matter whether whichever certification you go, like in fundamental or intermediate or advanced associate professional, whatever it is,
okay,
you have to use this command line. Basically, this is for automation in DevOps, basically. So you can say this is a preparatory or something. You have to know that if you don't know, and 5 to 10% questions belong to this one also.
okay. So this is the second session.
Yeah, this is second session.
Okay.
From today onwards, we'll have a session continuously. There was a Diwali festival actually, so we stopped it.
So it starts exactly at 8 a.m. IST.
8 a.m. IST. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so almost done. Just wait for it because it's too much. After that, once the installations of module is done, after that you can use all this which you can see on my screen. This is the commandlet, but which is Azure PowerShell commandlet. Connect AJ account to which environment? So you can do that. So here get AJ context, here get AJ subscription, all this thing. So these all are commandlets. So this is not a AJ command. You see AJ command line is which we had last time. So this time is a commandlet. So this will save your Azure PowerShell commandlet we use only in the scripting. So only means most of the time because you don't remember that will in the while running the command. AJ command you can remember, but commandlet you can get the powerful functionality in a short there only. So almost done. Just wait for it. Yeah, done. Okay, so now how do we get started? So let's run some commands. I want to check my subscription. So here get subscription. I have already logged in, AJ login. So last time, and here this login is not detected. So I'm going to run the connect AJ's account. So here is not detecting for some reason. I'll check later. And now I'm logged in again. And which account? So I forgot the password actually for this one. 9. I forgot the password though. Let me try, get lucky. And after that, okay, yeah, I have to reset it. So yeah, so here you have to log in using the command, and then after that you can start using it. Okay, so did you understand that, all of you? Any questions?
Have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video.
Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest.
Thanks for watching.